strength training workout. We're gonna go over Indian swinging club workout for beginners at home. Starting with an Indian club in each hand, you're gonna wrap your pinky around the little knot that's at the end, the little ball. Your hands will close, but you're not gonna squeeze very hard. You want a nice firm grip, but it should be relaxed at the same time. Make sure your thumb is down and not sticking up. Don't put your thumb there for sure. Don't put it there, it's gonna hurt. So you put it there, you have one in each hand. You can start with 1 pound, 2 pounds, start with sticks. You're gonna put your heels together, turn the balls of the feet out like a duck, pull your stomach up and in, abs tight, and you're gonna warm up with this simple swing. I'll show you from the side. You're just letting the club do the work. So the weight of the Indian swing club is gonna pull your arms back, giving you a stretch in your shoulders. It's gonna start to get the blood flowing, get the synovial fluid moving into the joints. That's what does a lot of the healing, improving your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists. All the joints feel better while you're building strength. You can get a stronger grip using Indian swinging club workout at home for beginners. I want you to do this for at least 30 seconds before moving on to a split swing. So you're gonna bring the club through the center line of your body. And don't try to control the swing so much. Allow it to move back behind your head. Again, I'll show you from the back what's happening. By splitting the grip like this, you're gonna increase the stretch that you're getting in your shoulders. So you're gonna move more through that range of motion with your Indian swinging clubs. If you don't have a pair or you want to see what a pair costs, I put some links in the description for the ones that I'm using right now. After you've done this for 30 seconds, once you go back to that simple swing, I'm going to switch to a heavier pair so you can see how you might use a heavier pair. You're going to use a light pair to start, or again, just a pair of sticks. You can get an old broomstick and cut it in half. If you look at the length, they're about the length from the tip of your finger to your elbow. And it's just a, there we go, it's a club. These are made out of a hard polymer, a hard plastic. The ones I'm gonna use now are metal. There should also be a link in the description to this company. It's called Onnit. They make nootropics, they make all kinds of supplements. They used to be popular on shows like Joe Rogan, because they also make maces. If you know what a mace is, it's that long pole with a big ball on the end that's heavy. Also kind of an ancient Persian. These are Persian or Indian swinging clubs. It's an ancient workout. Your fingers just touch the middle. These are the 5-pounders from Onnit. Now with a heavier pair, I'm gonna have you split your stance so your feet are apart. You're still turning your toes out kind of like a duck. And you're gonna allow them to swing like we did in that first set. And this time, as they come up, you're gonna push your hips back and bend the knees in an air squat. And this is gonna bring your heart rate up higher. You're gonna get a better workout. You're gonna build power in your legs. I teach self-defense professionally for over 30 years now. You wanna knock somebody out, you need powerful legs. Even when you're punching or using an elbow strike, palm strike, all the power comes through the legs, starting with the bottom of your feet. You get a harder strike, you hit harder. Using Indian swinging club workout at home for beginners. And again, I'm just using the 5-pound pair here. This is starting to make me really sweat. It's hot in the garage right now. It's hotter outside. Probably hotter inside, but it's a hot day. Lots of violent storms today, so chasing me back inside. So you're gonna do that for 30 seconds. I say 30 seconds to about 2 minutes per exercise, depending on whether you're a beginner or what you want to accomplish. Again, this is that Onnit brand. And these are dense metal. I'm gonna put those back down. Make sure you don't drop them on your feet. Going back to the 2-pounders. You start with like 1 pound or 2 pounds. Matt says that he's feeling awesome today. OBC, good to see you. Alita, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Going back to heels together, toes out in your split grip. I'm gonna have you do another set here as you continue to strengthen your forearms, your wrists, building power in your punch, making a better grip, stronger hands, stronger arms, healthier shoulders, less pain. I'm not a doctor, I'm just telling you what happened to me from swinging Indian clubs for so many years. This is your Indian club beginner workout at home, or a refresher if you've been doing it for a while. So they're all basic moves, but you can get a lot from the basics. Now after that, I'm gonna have you bend your elbows so your clubs are close to your face. You're gonna drop them and roll them forward. As you go to the front, your palms facing the sky, bring the clubs back behind your ears and forward. Keeping your elbows in, put your heels back together, stomach up and in, abs tight, tuck your chin a little bit, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Slow, smooth, smooth becomes fast. As you get stronger wrists, forearms, all from your Indian club swinging workout for beginners at home. Or you can do this at the gym, do it at the park, do it in the hallway, do it in the garage like me, do it in the backyard, front yard, in the alleyway. Then you're gonna reverse it. So starting with the hands close to your face, drop them back, palms face the sky, roll them to the front. Heels together, toes out, stomach up and in, abs tight. Tuck your chin, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Take your time. You're gonna really feel your wrists getting a workout. It's gonna build power in those forearms. Going back to your beginning motion with your heels together, toes out. As you go down, you're gonna add that spin down. As you come up, you're gonna spin backward to bring it up. So your motion becomes a little bit more dynamic. Heart rate starts to go higher. You start to sweat a little bit more stress on your muscle, building more power in your forearms, stronger grip, stronger hands, healthier shoulders, bigger shoulders. You're gonna get stronger shoulders. Your posture will improve as you pull your stomach up and in, suck in your gut, but keep your chin down. After you do this for 30 seconds, rest them on your shoulders, and then you're just gonna push them out, one at a time. As you go out, you're gonna spin it to bring it out and spin it to bring it back. So you're starting to spin, alternate, same time, going out and in, to slow it down so you can see what we're doing. You can even just put one on the shoulder, just practice one arm first. Rest that one, do the other one for a while. Once you get it, start with one out, one back. As you bring one in, put the other one out. This is gonna help with your brain elasticity. You're gonna get more neural pathways in the brain. You're gonna stay young, healthy, vital in your brain as you get older. If you're looking for the perfect senior citizen workout, senior fitness, as we call it, you can't beat Indian swinging clubs because it doesn't put a lot of stress on your body. It helps you lean out. It's gonna move everything. It's gonna be good for your heart. It's good for your hands, your shoulders, and it's gonna be great for your brain. It's gonna keep you young, flexible. If you have a flexible mind, you can think in flexible ways, your body will follow, be more flexible. Now you're gonna bring it in and out. Your heels are together again, toes out. You're starting to bring this in and through this side. Notice that your knuckles are facing up. Your thumb's not going to the side, or your thumb's going to the side like you're hitching a hike. Hitchhiking. Your thumb's not up like this. You're certainly not pushing it on the side. This is not just cheating, but it's puts too much stress here. If you are learning to fight with like a scream of sticks, arnis, kali, any kind of stick for self-defense, your thumb's there and you hit too much resistance, it's gonna snap it right there. So get in the habit of keeping that thumb down. When you bring it in here, make sure your thumb is to the side, knuckles facing the sky. Open the elbow to open the chest, cast, and let it come through. So from here, it's a 3-part motion at first. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. That means the transition between each move 1, move 2, move 3, becomes shorter as you become more efficient. Before you know it, smooth becomes fast, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Military say crawl, walk, run. I saw Danny. Danny was saying, Danny Dillon, second time watcher, military, ex-military, do a great program with the starter, for the starter up. Thank you, Danny, I appreciate that. Heels together, stomach up and in, hitch the ride, open the elbow, cast. Like you're casting a fishing pole or throwing a knife into somebody's throat for self-defense, if you had to. Learning how to throw a knife is a lot of fun. It's also a good self-defense tool. And stop them before it gets close for self-defense. I like all self-defense tools. I like to train. I like to pressure test to make sure some of the things work. It's not just a bunch of fancy movie stuff. So from here to here and cast. In, out, open. You know, this idea, hello Bhakti. Bhakti song says it's from India. Welcome Bhakti. These are Indian swinging clubs. Imagine the old Raja sends his guy out to collect the taxes. He's got one of these clubs. He's cracking heads. This is one of the original self-defense tools or weapons. But it doesn't get more simple than a stick or a club or a rock. Those are after the hands and feet, the teeth, the elbows and knees. As original self-defense tools, then we pick up sticks, knives, or sticks and rocks. Put the rock on the end of the stick, make yourself a club. A war hammer. It's basically just a war hammer. So you pull it through, open and out. Once you get both hands, so you do each one about 30 seconds, and then I'll have you do one and follow it with the other one. Again, push your heels together, suck your gut up, stomach up and in, abs tight, tuck your chin, breathe through the nose, out through the mouth. And you can push and cast high. You can do oh high over your head, trying to get the garage door opener, or in the middle, go a little bit lower, or you can move them all around in different ranges of motion as you get used to it, or just keep it simple. Just going to the side. And then bring them in at the same time. Exaggerate that opening of the chest. It's going to feel really good for you as you stretch those muscles, and then cast. First time you do it, put your left hand in front. Second time, put your right hand in front, and then alternate left hand, right hand. Start to call cadence if you want. I won't. I'll save you guys. Although I have a cadence running in my head. Those you military guys know what I'm talking about. Left foot, right foot. And then reverse it so that you bring the palms facing behind you, bend the elbow, letting the wrist turn, cut it through here just like you're shielding. That punch is coming in your face, you break his wrist, bring it across, let it drop, let the weight do the work, let it drop, bring it here. Yeah, Jose Bernal says, wrestling grapple weights. I wrestled. Judo was my first martial art, wrestled in school. I was talking to a guy yesterday about wrestling, long-time wrestler. And we were talking about grip strength, how important grip strength is for wrestling. This will build wicked, powerful hands. You have extremely strong hands for jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Japanese jiu-jitsu, judo, hapkido, aikido, Western wrestling, Greco-Roman, freestyle, whatever it is that you want to do. Bring it to the other side. If you're in BJJ, what I've learned is, because I'm a beginner in BJJ, even though I've been playing around with it for years, I've never spent enough time consistently in BJJ, but I love it. I've always found that when I'm rolling with somebody, my grip strength gives me a little bit of an advantage, because it's hard for them to remove my hand. And they say, I keep reading these things about grip strength being a predictor of longevity. It means if you want to live longer and have less dementia, less other lifestyle diseases, maintain a strong grip. Muscle is also important for longevity. The more muscle you have as you age, the longer you're going to live well. It's not just about living long, you got to live long and be well. So you want to have your hands. Andreas asked me, I'm an arm wrestler. I've only played around with arm wrestling. We used to have, I used to work at the Arnold show back at the beginning, the first 5 or 6 years. We did the martial arts part of it, my organization I worked for. I was intimately part of that, and then they brought in arm wrestling as part of the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic, Columbus, Ohio. And I used to watch, and those dudes, man, they are wicked strong. I always imagined I would arm wrestle against somebody that would snap my arm. I've seen a lot of that nasty stuff too. Those guys are strong. But no, I don't arm wrestle. Not professionally. Thumb wrestle, but not professionally. Bring it through, but this will help you. I'm sure there are other sport-specific exercises for arm wrestling. Indian swinging club workout for beginners at home will help you with whatever it is that you're going to do. Now, once you've done that 30 seconds on both hands, you do the same thing. You start to alternate. Back up so you can see. Paying attention to each part of the motion. Lifting, bending the elbow, cutting across the body. Again, you can do the same thing. You can cast high, you can cast low, you can cast right beside your head. Then you want to do it at the same time. One hand first, then the other hand in front, right hand in front, left hand in front. And then you're going to get out of your comfort zone, pick it up a notch. You're going to step with one foot in front of the other and go back to your very first motion. This swing. When you swing and the hands come down, you're going to turn and then bring them up. Turn and bring them up. And you're literally just turning your feet. Don't worry about pivoting on the heel or the ball. You'll actually start to pivot on both. The heel of one foot and then the ball of the other foot, and then we'll switch. But don't overthink it. Just turn 180 degrees. You're facing this way. We'll call that would be north. We'll call that south. You go north, south. Now when you go north, spin it down and then spin it back up. And spin it down, spin it up. Now you have a very dynamic motion. Your whole body's moving. You're burning a lot of calories, getting into those fat stores, leaning your body out. Pull your stomach up and in, abs tight. Your brain's getting a workout. Your brain burns more blood sugar, more glucose than your body. So that's going to help you burn the fat, because this is going to challenge your brain. You're going to have to think at the beginning until you get the motion. So you're going to deplete that faster, and that's going to help you cut into those fat stores faster. That stubborn fat gets stuck in the middle as we get older. Good afternoon, G. Carlton. Good to see you. G. Carlton asked, am I going to do a Joe video soon? Yes, I've got a Joe video this week. Bob's working out with a cane after Indian clubs. Yeah, after the Indian clubs, Bob says his cane feels like a feather. Old as gold. Federico, thank you for that compliment. I appreciate that. We're doing the Indian swinging clubs. I wanted to throw in an extra. Let me see if I have it out here. I find that these resistance bands partner well with the Indian swinging clubs. So you can do the Indian swinging clubs as a warm-up. Once you get warmed up, then Your whole body's warm, your muscles are fired, everything's engaged, your posture is improved. Grab yourself a resistance band. I'm gonna show you the first exercise I want you to do is step on it. Make sure your resistance band, I put a link in the description if you need a resistance band. There should also be one on the video itself. If you need a resistance band, they're very inexpensive, but you can do every workout you can do in the gym. I let my gym membership expire, and I thought, well, maybe I should keep it. So I called them up, and they said, oh, well, since you let it expire, it's gonna be another 100 this. The reconnection, we're gonna charge you an extra $30 because now everybody's coming. Here's the secret about this industry, about fitness and health. When the economy is challenging, they start cutting jobs and everybody's freaking out. People start to take care of themselves better and they go back to the gym. When the economy does really well, people stop going to the gym, they start to drink more, smoke more, they do all kinds of bad habits. So the gyms are filling up. I don't know if you've noticed it. And there's a new phenomenon. Young kids they just stay in the gym all the time. So the whole fitness industry is realizing they can charge more money for you to come sit on their machines, which are dirty and stinky. And some of the gyms are nice, but most of the gyms that we can afford are cheap, right? And they're dirty, and then the kids are sitting there. It's not just the kids. People are just sitting there taking selfies or watching videos. They're sitting on a machine for 30 minutes, and you're like, I need to use that machine because I want to get in and get out. I found that you can do everything in the gym with your exercise bands. So I'm going to save myself $100. You can save yourself a couple $100. Get yourself a band for about $15 or less, or a set for less than $30, and then you bend and squat. And you can start just here without the press. The shoulder press, I always forget, that challenges you at the beginning, but this is a good way to do it. Make sure your elbows are on the inside, and you're just getting a workout in the legs. And the legs, when you work out, the legs are such a big muscle group, and your core is such a big muscle group, it releases trace amounts of the precursor chemicals, precursor hormones that become the hormones that give you strength and lean your body out, cut the fat down, especially for us men, for women too, but especially for men. As we age, we need to be physically active. It's also good for your heart and your lungs to get blood pumping through the legs. So standing on that, the way to progress it, and I love any exercise I can do that is more than one exercise. So compound exercises are great, but compound exercises that include the most muscle groups for me are even better. So we'll go back here, and don't be afraid your band's gonna break. I've had this one for years, literally probably 20 years now, and it hasn't broken. I'm gonna bend and explode. It'd be fun if it broke right now, though, wouldn't it? But I'm gonna bend and push. And now you're getting a good shoulder press. Push your hips back behind your knees. Pull your stomach up and in, abs tight, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and don't count reps. Just go for 30 seconds, or as close to 30 seconds as you can get, and then rest. And then let your heart rate come all the way back down. If you let your heart rate come all the way back down, and you go again, these become high intensity, or actually the low intensity interval. It depends on how hard it is, right? For right now in this hot gym, it's pretty high intensity interval training. And we know that's gonna lean you out faster, cut more fat. But it's also gonna give you explosive knockout power, better than the gym. Hello, Michael, it's good to see you. Maki Chu is here. Danny says, thanks for keeping it real. Most act superhuman. I know, I love it, Danny. I used to climb mountains, a few, not a lot, but enough that I got used to it. I do things until I get used to it, like that are really challenging, and then I sometimes look for something else if it's not something I'm super passionate about. I loved it, but it wasn't what I wanted to do all the time. What I realized was that I was successful for two reasons. One, you gotta kill me before I'll quit. And so I made it to the top of every mountain with a guide. Literally 46 people would start, there'd be 2 plus the guide. I was one of them. Or on the first one was like 30 some, there were 2 at the top, me, another guy and the guide. But the other part is that when I breathe, I've learned through martial arts how to breathe more completely and deeply and not to worry about what it sounds like. So many people, especially Americans, Westerners, are too polite to breathe heavy like a slob, like I'm breathing right now. And the funny thing is I get a lot of comments. People are like, oh man, that guy, he's already winded. Well, you're winded too. You're just pretending like you're not. Or maybe you're not, I don't know. Maybe you are superhuman. But Danny's point, I'm not gonna act like something I'm not. Phonies get exposed, especially in the realm of the internet. It's the age of information, and it's the age of exposing phonies. Thank goodness for that, right? Because there's so many 20-year-old life coaches on the internet. There's so many fake people on the internet, people with less than 10% body fat, which is attainable. I mean, you can do that. I don't think I will ever be there. I've never been there. I like to eat too much. I like to eat some of the wrong foods. But I also have always found that my fighting weight is always a little bit chunky. When I'm a little bit chunky and I fight, I was always, like when I was younger, I was always faster. I always hit a lot harder. I was a lot more vicious and deadly as a fat guy. Not super fat, just a little chunky. You know what I'm talking about. All right, so your hands are in here. Thank you, Alita, I really appreciate that. G. Carlton says, remember the same thing, climbing Mount Fuji. Never made it to the summit, but it was a great experience. Yeah, it's so cool. Here's what happens when you're climbing, especially when it's really steep. We had this experience as a family recently in Nicaragua, and we got to the halfway point, and I knew what everyone was feeling because I've done it so many times. And I said, look, it feels like your heart's gonna explode. It feels like it's impossible. Like you're not supposed to be doing it. It's not supposed to hurt this bad. But yes, it is. It's gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt you. It's not gonna kill you. There's a difference between being hurt and being injured, right? If you're hurt, it's gonna go away. If you're injured, you need to have a doctor look at it, or you need to rest. You got blood, you got something broken, you got something swollen. If you don't have those injuries, it's just pain. Pain's good. Pain's good for you. It's gonna help you grow. So embrace it, allow it. Don't try to stop it, and don't let your mind wander away. Get the headphones out when you go for a run. Listen to your breathing and be uncomfortable. Allow yourself to be uncomfortable. But when your heart is going like this and you feel like it's gonna explode, you're gonna have a heart attack or a stroke, going up a hill, you're probably not. So you just keep going. All right, so the next exercise, we're going up. We did the whole body first and the legs especially. Put it over the back and the shoulders. And this one is a standing push-up or a bench press or a machine. And it's great. It's the same thing as doing bench pressing or dumbbell pressing on a bench. You just push it out. If you want to make it a little bit more hard, you want to engage more of the chest muscle, hold it, squeeze it, hold it, return. Out, 2, 3, and keep it slow. And again, you're not going for repetitions. Don't count these. Put the timer on your phone or on your watch, on the kitchen stove, or the microwave, and put it on for 30 seconds. Time under tension as we age. Senior fitness, you want to get stronger. And then again, you're gonna rest until your breathing comes down back to normal. That was not as much hard for me in the breathing part, but I did a lot of push-ups earlier. That engaged my pecs a lot. And your triceps. Next thing you can do after you rest, push down. Same thing, you can push down, squeeze in. Now you're gonna activate the lower parts of your chest. You can rest, do a set, pushing up and away. Push it up, squeeze it in. That's a little too fast, there we go. This will hit, that feels good. By good, I mean it hurts. And it's burning in my triceps. You can see the back of the arm, upper arm, tops of the chest. On that one, you're going up. If you want, you can focus on just the triceps. Make sure it's back there. It doesn't slap the back of your head. Put your hands up to your forehead, just like you're gonna do a triangle push-up, and then press. Hold it out and squeeze. And then rest. It hits the upper part of the chest too. But that's gonna isolate, and it's gonna really hit the top part of your chest. You can throw it back down, put one foot in front of the other one, like you're gonna do a lunge. Put the band under your foot, Hold your hand in the loops and then push away from the floor. And the first few won't feel like much, but you keep going for about 30 seconds. You'll start to really feel your quads, get a good stretch in your hip flexor on the back leg. So keep your heel flat. Do that for 30 seconds. Again, your whole body's getting a workout. The great thing about resistance bands is the more it stretches out, the more resistance you get. So you get increasing, increasing, increasing. The most here, it's the least here. Most here, none here. You can practice punching. While one hand is punching and you're activating the triceps, the forearm, the shoulders, the other hand is holding it back. Biceps, again the shoulder, the forearm, your grip, your back, and then you can switch. Just punching out. You can anchor it on something behind you and punch, and you get wicked fast punches. But you can do everything with the resistance bands. If you need a pair, check in the description below or on the links that pop up on the video. If you hit that little button that says shop. And this one is kind of like the second level, which for me, I can get the whole workout with the second level. I don't have to go higher. You can go a little bit lower, a little bit thinner. If you're a beginner, I would start thinner. I would get the smallest one they have and then work your way up to this one. With the bigger ones, I'll have an anchor. I actually put it around my waist, and you can run in place, moving forward, and it's pulling you back. And it's like you're running on the street. It's like you're running in the sand. So you can do anything and everything with these bands. I would just start with a small set. Get like this one and then the one below it. I wouldn't go any higher. I didn't even bring them home from storage because I get this is my whole workout right now. Since I got rid of the membership at the end of last month, now it's what, the 9th or something. My heart rate's at 133. I'm always checking it since I had my heart attack. I had a heart attack because I had my hip replaced. Got a blood clot went to the heart. Nothing to do with my heart. Doctor said heart's great. Arteries are great. Keep doing what you're doing. Just next time you get a hip replacement, the next week after that, I got the cough that went around the world that is known to create clotting. And he said maybe the combination of the two, lying in bed for a week with the vid, wasn't good for you. Anyway, you guys have been awesome. Yeah, Danny says punches with exercise band are great. It's burning already. And he says great explanation of injured versus hurt. Yeah, your body's gonna hurt. And if you're not, I mean, well, I hurt all the time. Every morning I wake up, I'm sore from something, but I'm never so injured that I can't keep moving. If I am, I just do something else. I know you're the same way. So get yourself a pair of Indian clubs if you haven't, or start with a stick. I always say invest your time before you invest your money. Get a couple of sticks, about as long as your finger to your elbow. That's how you measure them. Cut an old broomstick, and then do all the exercises we did in this video with sticks. Once you've done that for a while, you know you're gonna do the exercise, you like it, get yourself a pair of Indian clubs, less than 50 bucks. Usually for less than 50 bucks, you can get a 1 pound pair and a 2 pound pair, so you have something to move up to. You wanna get more serious, you can spend more money for these, but you're getting what you pay for because they're much heavier. But don't start, please don't start. You've never done them, don't get anything heavier than 2 pounds. If you were like me, when I first bought my first pair, I got heavy because I thought I'm a big guy. Back then I was young, I was bench pressing a lot, going to the gym all the time when I was in the Marine Corps. There's nothing else to do when you're not working. So I got really heavy and then almost ripped my shoulders out. But start with a super light, work yourself up to these. The way you use 5 pounds and higher is gonna be different. You can still I can do the mills with these with no problem, but I couldn't at the beginning. So if you're gonna get 5 pounders or 10 pounders, I can do 10 pound mills, but anything higher than that. I've done it with 15, but then I feel like something's grinding in my shoulder. It's not good for you. So listen to your body is my point. Anyway, you guys have been awesome. Thanks again for being here. Thanks, Alita. Thanks to Carlton. Thanks for everybody else. And I'll see you guys. We'll do the Joe staff later this